let's get started. To save some time, I installed already the Ubuntu server on my Intel NUC. So I have an Intel NUC here. There are some steps that we should go through them. The first one is installing the Ubuntu server on that. I already did that. Second, I'm gonna show it to you that how you can set a static IP address on that. And then we're gonna install DHCP server, do the configurations. After that, like the third step is the changing the DHCP and setting the specific interface on your Intel NUC to the DHCP server. So by assigning that interface, your DHCP server knows through which interface it's gonna like dispense the IP addresses. And finally, on the fourth one, we're gonna connect the WLAN PI to the Intel NUC port, like the interface with this cable, and we'll see the IP address here. So it's like confirmation and validation that our DHCP server is working properly and correctly. Let's see. I put my Ubuntu server on the bridge mode for the network interface. It is the IP address it got from my DHCP, my home router DHCP. So I'm gonna just try to open it. The first step, if it is new to your computer, you're just gonna do apt-get and then update ampersand apt-get again, install net tools. Via this command -y, you're gonna do what? You're gonna install whatever is necessary for ifconfig and those stuff. So I did it already. Okay, now we know this is the IP address. And the first step, what should we do? Just change the IP address. We go to cd, let me here. So cd etc and then internet plan. If I do ls here, I'll see this YAML file here. The best strategy is always to have a copy of your config files before changing anything. So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna do backup like this. So if I do ls, I have my backup here, and then I'm gonna rim to my file like this, and we see it's based on DHCP. It is what we don't want it. So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna just remove this DHCP, come up with addresses, then go down, which I would like it to have 192.168, let's say 0.7/24. And then what else do we need? Indentations are really important here. Name servers. We need it for the DNS, so addresses again. Here I'll choose like 8888 and 8844 Google DNS. Finally, routers or routes, let's say like this. Go down to default, it means the default gateway via 192.168.0.1, which is the IP address of the home router. And all good. If everything is cool, like the indentations and everything, we should get the new IP address. How we're gonna check it by, so let me just add one more. This is what do we have? 192.168.0.176, my current IP address, and the one that I'm trying to get, 192.168.0.7, that we don't have it here right now. So if I add my 00 file, I'll see this is the IP address that I'm gonna give it to the system, and everything is good. So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna do net plan, apply, press enter, come here. We should it is correct. We can no longer be able to ping this one, but however, we're gonna have this one. So I'm gonna do just stop this unnecessary pings, come back to this, and we're gonna have a broken pipe, so it is considering what happened. Okay, so now we have it on P7. Yes, and credentials. Okay, good. Then sudo dashes. Finally, we're here. What is the next step? We already did the apt-get. So if I do it once again, maybe it's not necessary because we just did it, but anyway, apt-get install isc DHCP server and -y to have the peace of mind and everything is gonna work properly. So it doesn't take too much time actually, but you can go grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee in the meanwhile. Okay, we're good. It is already installed. What is the next step? So we do cd etc and DHCP. Let's do an ls here. This is a DHCP configuration file. We can see it here. The same strategy. So I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna copy this file. How? I would say copy the dhcp.conf to dhcpd.conf backup. So if I do ls again, we'll see we have our backup file. So whatever we're gonna do, like a manipulation, tweak, everything, just will be on the conf file. And if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. We just replace our backup file. So here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna vim the dhcpd.conf. There are a lot of things here. Maybe we don't need all of these. Some of them are like default things. You can just uncomment them. But in general, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come here, comment out this one, which I don't want it. Also, this one unnecessary and this one unnecessary. Default list time. So that the amount of time that it has the IP address, max list time is correct. We need them. Then type authoritative, and so you get the authority. Then you're gonna say I need my subnet, and the subnet, okay, your network is 192.168.0.0. Then the net mask is 255.255.255.0. We're gonna have a curly brace. Let's say your range. What is the range of your system? So you have a dynamic pool, dynamic boot pool. So you have your network, your subnet, your network, and your mask. Then your range, dynamic pool, 192.168.0. What is the range that I want to have here? Maybe from 70 to 192, from let's say 60, 192, 168.0.7. Okay, this is the range. Then your router, 192.168.0.1, which will be your default gateway. And finally, the DNS, domain name servers. So 192.168.0.1. Again, we're gonna send it towards our router, and that's it. So far, it is everything that we want. If you want to set a static IP address, how we're gonna do that? We just type host and the host architecture machine. Then here, what we're gonna do, we have two more lines here. On those two lines, in first one, you come up with the hardware. So you say hardware, Ethernet, and you say the MAC address of your interface port, and then you say the fixed address that you want to give is 192.168.0.100, something like that. So it's just something sort of optional in this video. If you want to have a static IP address on a specific interface, these extra lines are those that you want. How you're gonna see the MAC address of your system? Just with ifconfig command, you'll see the MAC address of your interface. So you're gonna have it, and you in this way you're gonna set a static IP address in your file, but it's not something that we wanted here. I just typed that for just letting you know. What I'm gonna do, just comment them out here. We don't need them. Basically, this is what we want, and that's enough for us. I'm gonna save it, come here, systemctl, restart, DHCP server service. So I'm gonna restart it. What is the next step? ifconfig. What is the name of my ENS 160? Vim etc, then DH, then default. Okay. Oh, sorry, I wanted to do CD. Okay, do ls here. We have a specific file. Look, we have the network dispatcher, we have the ISC DHCP server. I'm gonna do vim ISC the DHCP server. I'm gonna open it, and here we can see the interface for IPv4 is empty. And what was our interface? I guess ENS 160, if I'm not mistaken. ENS 160, ENS 160, and everything is working right now. I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna restart the service again, and then I'm gonna check the status of that. If everything is fine, it should be okay. It's not so. I'm making a mistake. It says there is a bug. Okay, where the bug could be, simply it is on my config file. I should do what? The etc DHCP and dhcp.conf. So you saw the problem. What the problem was? My syntax error. So here you got that for the domain name, it was a error, like a spelling error. It is my WLAN pi, and I'm gonna turn this device on and wait for the IP address. It's a mini computer, so it has like its own OS, kind of Linux. We should wait for that. There you go. You can see 30, it is the IP address that we got from the range. And so now my DHCP server is working properly and all good. Okay, if I come here and I do cat etc, then DHCP, DHCPD, the conf file more, I'll see here I said I want the start IP address from 30, and it is exactly what got from the WLAN pi. So our DHCP server is working properly. This was the intention of this video, DHCP server and Ubuntu, and we just checked that. So follow along the videos. On the next video, we're going to install our syslog or syslog server on our Ubuntu server. Stay tuned, guys.